Pirate Nation on X posted how the lines to get Pokemon Z-A exceeding sales projections. This is an insane line that I was not expecting to see. It was in Tokyo, and the line just seems to go on forever. And I got to be honest, I don't see any kids at all. These are all grown-ass adults in line to play Pokemon, which, hey, it's fine. No judgment here, but oh, there's a kid. There's a kid. No judgment here. It's just clearly Nintendo knows the audience. They know exactly who is going to be buying this game, and they pander directly to them, which means that they don't update anything. They don't fix the graphics, the gameplay, add mechanics, or do anything different. It's the same old thing every single time. Not saying, by the way, that Pokemon Z-A is a bad game. I'm just saying that Nintendo has zero reason to spend any more money on Game Freak to make this game any better than what it is. I said, why should Nintendo and Game Freak even bother trying harder and spending more money to make it better? They know you'll buy whatever they put out there. Crazy. And it got quote tweeted by Grums. That's why they have to sue Palworld, or the easy gravy train ends due to competition, which is a fantastic point. Because I got to be honest, when you see what this game has to offer, honestly, be hard-pressed to tell any differences between this and the previous Pokemon game that came out on Switch. Sword and Shield, it looks exactly the same graphically, which is maybe what they're going for. Maybe that's it. Great. But this is a graphic comparison of the new Pokemon Legends Z-A game on Nintendo Switch compared to Nintendo Switch 2. Now, I want you to keep in mind, the Nintendo Switch 2 not only costs $500 if you're going to be buying Mario Kart, but on top of that, the games cost an additional $10 premium. Play it on the Switch 2 for apparently higher graphic fidelity. You guys tell me, what the hell is the difference? If anything, I would argue maybe the original Switch is like slightly blurrier. Slightly less frames per second, maybe. And sure, if you want to play the premium one, great. What I don't agree with is Nintendo doing the $10 premium price point raise for the next generation of games. They're using this as an excuse to raise prices of games. And there is literally no difference. You're paying a premium for the console to be able to do better graphics. The game itself is still just the game itself. Nintendo's not doing anything different with the game to make it run faster or better graphics. That's all on the hardware that you already paid for. But let's be honest, people don't question, they just consume. And Taste of Victory says, this is one of the most embarrassing moments I've ever experienced in a video game. I genuinely cringe during this cutscene. This is the biggest media franchise in the world. This is inexcusable for Gen 10. It needs to have voice acting. This is a singing part of the game. Let's listen to hear the song. Why would it have microphone effects and heel tipping effects, but no like song? By the way, I don't care if you're not going to have the voice acting in the game, but if it's a singing part, wouldn't you have the song? Like, what? I feel like there's something sorely lacking in this scene right now. And on top of that, people are really noting the dialogue in the game. I'm sick and tired of this life. I just want to smell Pokemon. Who the fuck would write that? Like, what writing team would put a dude in the corner and say that? A game for kids, by the way? Like, what? Hey, for water type moves, do you think Pokemon use their sweat or other bodily fluids? Creepy ass writers. If I'm upset, giving my partner's Pokeball a little squeeze helps. What the fuck? This is a kid's game. What are we doing? Oh, man. Pirate Nation saying, appearance. Choose an option below to get started. Genders are now options, and they all look genderless. I mean, You'd be hard pressed to tell me which one's a boy and which one's a girl here. And this one, I guess they're the same exact face model, except just tan. I guess the girls look like girls, but the dudes also look like girls. So they all just look like chicks. What are we doing here? Savvy says, except they do something funny. They make player character one man or woman, and the rival, who is not a rival, but just a simp for you, is the opposite. Also, males show belly button, female avatar does not. You can see the shading on Paxton. Anyway, all the tops are very frumpy. So even if you think femboy supremacy is in full swing, you can't get anything to go below the high waist of the bottoms. But a lot of bottoms and full outfits are cute. Um, yeah, this is what's this dude wearing a sports bra? What the fuck? Marnie says, Pokemon spoilers. We're about to see levels of fan art whitewashing we have never seen before. There's a lot of people complaining that there's been a shitload of diversity injected into this Pokemon where there was never before. And Savvy says, I knew this was going to happen. They're getting their Pantone police badges ready. You know what's funny? They randomize all the world NPCs and genuinely don't care about what the final looks like. Many of them look terrible. We used to get adorable sprite art and effort on NPCs. Yeah, that's true, by the way. Now we get the same three body types, ugly faces, and the most uninspired of displays. This character is exceptionally unremarkable, and the color palette really doesn't look good, but I've seen people praising it for literally one reason only. I wonder what that one reason is. You can like the character, but these people are one, eager to hate artists, and two, eager to latch onto a low effort race shit possible to call everyone else racist. None of them talk about the character's personality. None of them talk about her purpose. They're literally just posting her because of skin color. If she was white, she would have been completely ignored. But because they hue shifted the skin, suddenly she is the talk of the town by people so shallow. A puddle on the sidewalk, drying under the summer sun, couldn't compete. And y'all are going to be so obnoxious. You're going to ensure no one ever touches skin palettes outside of pale colors. A response to Danka Daka, who says, anti-homeless benches, fat asses. Dare I say, the new Pokemon might be Kino, which, damn. I'm over here like, make up your mind, Game Freak. What are we doing here? That one's based, more based. Sammy says, I mean, the whole game is about animals invading a city they don't belong in, and the locals all have to feel a certain way, or else. They even had to shut down taxi services because the local go-goat is too squared. The city is then divided up, and the invading species is given specific areas paid for by the government. What did Pokemon mean by that? So we got some more situations of writers thinking that they're coy. Contrary to what people might expect given the very public sadness, it sucks even more to see others also poo on Legends. The gameplay has a lot of potential, and I really think it's fine for mindless fun. It's frustrating being a Pokemon fan because you know they can do better than this. We've seen the Terra League stuff that didn't get approved. I want the games to be good. I want people to have fun. I want to have fun. And I'm left in a shitty limbo because I want it to sell well because I like the Legend series, even if this one is a letdown to me. But boards are unforgiving, and so is Nintendo. They won't be logical about this. They never listen. If they see bad sales or poor reviews, they'll blame it on Legends game or on Kalos, not that they cause these problems. I want a do-over, and I won't ever get that. But if it's hyper successful, then they are just being told you don't have to care at all, and people will still buy whatever slop. Yep. So what's a fan to do? Scarlet Violet showed they're willing to expand and invest in characters and lore, but it also showed they're willing to let morons self-insert. I am irrationally emotionally attached to Kalos. So I'm just left here staring at walls. It's a banger post, and it's not just speaking to Pokemon, but just gaming in general. Think about Ghost of Tsushima and Ghost of Yotei. Like if Ghost of Yotei was gangbusters, selling 4 times as much as Tsushima, that would reinforce the developers to be like, we need to make a Ghost of Yotei too. But because it's selling half as much, it's not reinforcing to them saying we need to make a Ghost of Tsushima 2. It's saying, well, we need to abandon this entire series. Therein lies the problem with the beginning of what game you are deciding to sell. That's why it's so important to choose the right game if you can only make one game. And if you step outside of the, oh, we want to be different and get out of our comfort zone and make a special game, make fucking sure it's not just activism propaganda that you're pushing out there. Because if you do that, you doom the entire franchise. It's not limited to video games either. Happens in books, happens in movies, all forms of entertainment, all go down the same row. No Room for Wokeness says, Legends Z-A is not just a bad game, but it's woke. And I'm not only talking about boys wearing skirts, but they also remove boy-girl option and all characters to you pick look genderless. I wish all good to Pokemon and all true fans, but it's important to acknowledge the problem, which banger. Like it or hate it, it's selling a crazy amount. And I would argue the bigger problem we have is Nintendo is being reinforced that they don't need to change anything. They can sell whatever they want to you and charge more money for it on the new console, even if it looks, let's be honest, exactly the same. Like down to a T. Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? The Switch was such a great system that a marginal increase people are willing to spend to get the new console makes sense. But when you have to take into account that the games are going to cost $10 more too, it really doesn't make that much sense. Oh, shit. Speaking of Pokemon Legends, guys, we have a legend in the chat right now. What is up? Fear the Beardo is here. Once you play the game, you see yourself the improvement. I know you are a big-time Pokemon fan. I get that. And maybe, by the way, maybe it does have improvement. My concern is still with the whole removing genders, making the starting characters all look androgynous, having the dudes wear bras and skirts. It's like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? And on top of that, charging a premium for the Switch 2 is bullshit. Just being honest. But hey, again, Beardo, I think it's important to recognize if it's fun and it's worth it to you, that should be all that matters. My concern is if everyone just buys it, like many Pokemon games in the past, Game Freak and Nintendo have zero motivation to upgrade any standards that they have going for the platform. That's the issue. It's a legit definition of a catch-22. Buy it, you're fucked. Don't buy it, you're fucked. Either way, you're fucked. Vero says, I see your point, but all the cosmetic stuff is optional and not forced. Fair. But isn't that kind of how they insert this stuff in a lot of games? But to be fair, it's in there. Point valid. Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, again, if you're having fun with it, man, that's should be all that matters. My concern is just the road that they're going down. And I really don't see much of a difference at all between the Switch and the Switch 2. Yes, the Switch 2 is better performance. Yes, there is a difference. Is it a big difference? No, it's not. That's the thing. It's really not. Would I rather play it on Switch 2? Of course. Is $10 a big ask for that? No, it's not. It's the principle. It's the principle of what Nintendo's doing that I have a frustration with, I guess. But yeah, anyways, I will leave that one there.